And I did remember to turn the music off. So sorry if you were hoping to get a freebie there on the bingo card. And if you don't know what we're talking about, SJ, Catherine, and some others have got an EJJ bingo with some of the regular funny things that happen, um, yeah, on their cards, and seeing if they can complete that. So tonight we have a 50 plus competition. So the top tier of speed puzzlers, so like the top 25%, you could say, are not eligible, or the top 20%, I'm not sure exactly how many, are not eligible for this competition. And the focus is really on the other speed puzzlers and getting to know them a bit better. And we're really looking forward to that. So I'd like to welcome Fuji. Where are you?
Hello, hello. I'm here.
I've got to put you on the screen. Yeah, so we had a theme today. Would you like to tell everyone about that?
Yes, so it's actually a theme that I find very interesting always whenever I talk to puzzlers, which was like, which skills or personality traits do you think influence what you do when puzzling or how you puzzle? And it's always a very interesting conversation starter. So that's actually the first thing that I want to ask you, Michelle. How does it influence it for you?
Yeah, so in regards of personality or skills, like I would say I'm a messy, cluttered person, and that very much transferred over into my puzzling as well. I love busy puzzles. I love seeing everything. I love checking the box and just, yeah, seeing things where they are. So it's a bit chaotic, and that's also something that a lot of people mentioned, how they're, yeah, if they have a chaotic or yeah, hard to focus personality, easily distracted, that also comes into the puzzling. But it's both. It can be a disadvantage, but also an advantage.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. There was that one EJJ puzzle with the garden shed or garage or something like that, which was, I think it was a Schmidt, and I heard it from a lot of people, and I was one of them who said that it looks like the inside of your brain.
Yeah, it's like for me that garage sale puzzle really meant a lot to me. It was just like, yes, I got my fastest time on it at that time, a personal best, and it was just like, this is me, like that's my brain. It's like just a whole bunch of a jumble of colorful stuff, and that's what I think. I also tend to enjoy puzzles that have a lot of stuff, and ones that are rather empty, yeah, I don't get along with so well. But yeah, Rika is with us tonight, helping out behind the scenes. Hi, Rika.
Hello, Rika.
Hi, Michelle and Frusi.
Hi. I imagine you're probably the opposite. I imagine you're very organized. And
Uh,
how does your personality affect your influence your puzzling?
I I don't know if well, I've puzzled with Frusi, so I know I'm a bit more organized than her. But I don't know if I'm like super organized, but I, like, for example, do have a system where I have my pieces and stuff like that. I think, like, otherwise, like, for example, the fact that I'm left-handed, I think it actually helps me quite a lot with puzzling, because it's forced you to, when you're left-handed, it kind of forces you to use your both hands more than I think right-handed people have to use the left hand in general. So I'm quite good with both hands. So I think that helps. And just like doing, I'm quite good at concentrating and like patient about getting through something. So I think those things can help quite a lot with puzzling.
I
Hmm.
can only agree on the left-handed things. I'm also left-handed, and like there were these challenges where you have to do something with your non-dominant hand or like puzzle I don't know how many pieces in like a short time, and like my non-dominant hand is surprisingly skilled, and I think that's an advantage that left-handed people definitely have, because like we live in a right-handed world and so
Mhm.
our right hand is forced to like be functional.
Yeah, that's a really interesting point. So if you're left-handed, let us know in the comments. Like, do you feel that your non-dominant hand is naturally more skilled, because you have to use it living in a right-handed world? That's an interesting idea. And you, Fruji, how would you describe what your skill in everyday life, or your hobbies in everyday life, how that kind of influences, your puzzling.
Rika has already kind of mentioned I'm super chaotic, and like I come from an artist family, and I think that says a lot. Like yeah, I do about 6 things all at once. I'm also the busy puzzles type person because like I like the chaos, and I embrace it. And then as soon as I have like gradients and like something that is clean and organized, I kind of get lost in it in a way. So like that's definitely something that is always hard. um, but yes, otherwise, yeah, the left-handed thing is definitely a thing that I have noticed. And yeah, once we start chatting, I will probably think of some more things. We can jump into opening the puzzle, I think.
Yeah, great. Yeah, well, thanks, Fuji and Rika. Let's check in with our participants for tonight. And welcome to everyone who's following along on YouTube. All right, so yes, you may unwrap your puzzle and remove the stickers as well.
Some participants in the chat has been writing that they are also lefties. So, so a shout out to all the lefties there. And then Rachel Lundvik also says that her both hands are skilled, which is actually a pretty super skill to have.
I saw when Tammy unwrapped the puzzle, she laughed. She made a big a big laugh and showed it to somebody in the room or showed it to another camera. But I think she's going to enjoy this one. So yeah, there are 4 stickers on here. Please remove them. Oh, and Hannah's having a great time as well. Hannah Beavis is excited.
This is a new Ravensburger that I can see.
Yes, this is part of the collection that was released in January. All right, so when you have removed the stickers, please place the puzzle back on the middle of the table so that I know we're ready to go. All right. Just waiting for one person.
Yeah, someone is still fighting a little bit with the tape on the puzzle. But
Okay,
we're almost good to go.
All right, so Hannah, 4 stickers are off. Just check that the lid comes off easily. Yep. All right. So let's do a countdown in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
And off we go. I think that this puzzle might not be completely new to a couple of people, because I do know some people who have already, like, yeah, got a lot of the 2025 puzzles or 2025 releases of Ravensburger so far. I am not familiar with the TV show that this one is about.
It's originally a comic book series, so it's a Japanese one. They're mangas. My husband grew up with these, and my kids have all read them, so they are big fans of One Piece. But they didn't like this because they're used to the hand drawn images, and they were like, why did they do it with real people? Why did they make a movie? What are they called? Action replays or something, or is it live actions where they get then humans to play them? Which was, it's a bit hard when people are only used to the book version. They have their own impression of how they should be. But yeah, maybe if there's a One Piece fan in the chat, they can let us know what they think.
Yes, exactly. I know nothing about this show. It's like, for me, anything that is like manga or comic book series or anime or something like that, I was never into any of them. I did watch a little bit of Avatar: The Last Airbender, and that was pretty much it. So like, I can't really say anything about the image itself. Or the picture itself I can talk about, but not its content.
Oh yeah, so actually, yeah, so the text on the front says One Piece, but the title of the puzzle is called The Adventures of the Straw Hat Pirates.
Do you know what the show is about?
They're pirates. I know they have lots of adventures, and it's very addictive to read because my kids love them, but I never wanted to get into them.
Well, we can already see some very hard flipping action going on. People are going through. Some are already sorting out some edges. Saskia is doing really good there. We actually have two Saskias next to each other, but both are doing fine.
Yeah, so we have, I'm starting at the in the alphabet at S today. And yeah, of course, we also asked our participants to let us know if their personality or skills influence how they're puzzling. So I'll read those out as we have time. So we have Sabrina B from Switzerland, Sana from Finland, Sarah from Sweden. Now, Sarah has actually done this puzzle. I just saw her time on my speedpuzzling.com. She's done it before in 54 minutes. So we'll be keeping a close eye on Sarah. We also have Saskia from Estonia on the left, and then Saskia from Germany in the middle. And we also have Simona from Austria. And regarding the theme today, Sabrina says, my lack of focus and patience makes puzzling hard sometimes, but puzzling helps me to improve those skills and I keep getting better. And then Saskia from Estonia says, logical thinking and good visualization skills. Yeah, those are good skills to have
That
in
is
puzzling.
definitely something that is very beneficial for puzzling. That is for sure. And I can also give like a tiny shout out to Simona, because we actually stayed together in Valladolid last year. So we were staying in the same apartment during the World. So go Simona.
Oh, that's true. I think I met her at your apartments.
Yes, exactly. Probably a little bit.
Yeah, and Saskia from Germany says, I'm a quite chaotic person, and so I often jump between parts while puzzling, and I don't like sorting. Well, we can see she's pulled out the edges. We'll see if she sorts.
There is a little bit of sorting going on there. Even that's a very much repeating thing. A lot of people said that they are very chaotic and not organized. And I'm wondering if that is like a character trait that kind of pulls you into puzzling, because like puzzling itself is a little bit of a chaos if you think about it, that you then kind of organize into a picture in the end. But like it is something that works with chaos. So it kind of
it's taming chaos, because you're making something complete and you're finding order in the chaos.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so we also have Smilla from Sweden, Stephanie K from Germany, who won the most recent 50 plus competition. We also have Steffi H from Germany, Stein from Belgium, Tammy from USA, and Taya from Finland.
Also a lot of flipping going on. Steffi's hands are also always very good to see. Like her hands are just so incredibly fast. And also her camera angle is very, very cool. Like it's exactly from above, so it's very easy to see her progress. Looks great. Tammy is also, yeah, she already has like most of the bottom edge done. Doing great progress there. And then some sorting going on. There's still a little bit of flipping. Stein also started with the bottom edge. So that might be a popular choice. I would kind of assume that it's either the bottom edge or the top edge that people would go with, because like from what I see on the picture, it stands out quite a lot, but I'm not sure about the sky.
Yeah, so the bottom edge is like dark water. I feel that the pieces are darker than actually on the picture, because when I remember when I was doing it, I mean, it was a couple of months ago that I did it, but it just seemed very dark and shadowy down there at the bottom line. And when I looked at the picture now, it looks more reddish, like these reddish waves in there. However, the top skyline is really nice because it's only 1 or 2 rows of this intense blue, and then you already have the heads of the characters coming out. Yeah, so Stein says that his personality is being very stubborn and very competitive.
Yeah, that's actually also one of the unique answers that we got, that someone mentioned that they are actually competitive going into speed puzzling. That is actually, like, I think also a character trait that can be beneficial for speed puzzling.
Yeah, well, I think it's really helping him, because the last few times that he's participated, he's done really well. His placements are getting higher and his times are coming down. So yeah, keep being stubborn and competitive.
Yes, because it pays off.
Yeah, but I know it's not all about being the competition. He's also having a great time and making friends. So no worries there. And Tammy says persistence and meticulousness. I solve a jigsaw as though I'm untying a giant knot.
Which is also a very poetic way to go around it.
Yeah, and we know that Tammy is a puzzler of all sorts, also word, logic, and room type puzzles, so puzzles of any size. And so she just loves. I also remember listening to one of her videos about wooden jigsaws, and she says when she starts a puzzle, she's trying to understand what is the designer of the puzzle trying to communicate and what are they wanting to share, and then trying to get into the mind of the creator of the puzzle. So. But here with this puzzle was not so creative, not such a giant mystery of what they're trying to get across. Yeah, we also have Taya from Finland. So everyone's looking really great. Get either working on the borders, Steffi H works sorting out the sky, and yeah, let's see who else we have with us today.
Yes. Taya also said perseverance as well, which is also a recurring personality trait that we see. And then in the meantime, in the chat, we can see that Jim is going completely nuts with the One Piece jokes. Keep them coming, because that might also give a bingo hit for those playing with bingo if he's giggling at himself in the meantime. So Jim, let everyone know if you're giggling at your own jokes.
Yeah, I would have put down awkward dad jokes and puns. Because that he definitely does every time, even if he's in the chat, even if he's not commentating. Yeah, but then you can read some of those comments out, some of his pirate jokes.
Amazing progress so far, everyone. And yes, it's really what I can see is that either people start from the complete top or the complete bottom. But here we have Veronica, for example, who has started with pretty much the top and bottom edge. And now it seems like she's doing a kind of a pick and place or just sorting out edge pieces. We're going to have to see in the upcoming minute or two of how she's progressing from there.
Yeah, so on screen we have Teresa from Sweden. Yes, I don't see a registration for her, but she has participated a few times before. Teresa from Sweden. We have Ulla from Estonia, Veronica from Germany, Vesna from Finland, Vroni from Switzerland, and Zane from Latvia. And I like how Zane is going straight for the red vest of the main character. Oh, I should know this. I've heard my kids mention this. And there's a lady with red hair. So yeah, so there are some colors that jump out. I mean, definitely anything that contrasts with the blue sky. So the hats and the hair. One of the guy on the left has green hair. Then the second guy has a bandana and dreads. Third guy has a straw hat. Fourth one is a lady with red hair, and then the fifth one is a guy with blonde hair. So I think those will be easy to place for those who like to go for the faces and the hair and the clothing. But yeah, as you kind of descend down the puzzle, for me myself, I felt that it got more difficult going deeper into the image, and I ended up in the lower strip at the bottom to finish off. But yeah, it looks like a lot of people are going for the sky elements and the figures.
Yes. Zana's way of going around it, I also like it very much, of like the picking out like the distinct things that are very, very visible. And she's kind of already assembling the picture. It is a way of pick and placing already, if I can tell properly from this angle. But yes, a lot of skies are forming all around.
Yeah, and Zane says focus, flexibility, precision, and confidence. So those are good skills to have, and I think we can see that on Zane's screen right now. Very focused, like picking one element and then finding all the pieces, being very focused and precise. Yeah, so we'll see.
This is the kind of discipline that many of us envy.
Yeah. And I like what Ulla says, maybe my ability to do puzzles like activities for hours without getting bored. I think I'm fairly observant too, and this helps to see details on puzzle images. I like manageable challenges, so I enjoy solving larger puzzles too.
A manageable challenge is also a nice way to put it, because like, yeah, That is definitely something, especially with 500 pieces. I think that's definitely a manageable challenge. Some of these extremely large ones are sometimes not really that manageable if I think about it.
Yes, so
It's
we've reached the end of the alphabet, so we're jumping up to the letter A and going to check out Aaron from the UK, Agnes from France, Andreas from Cyprus, Anna from Cyprus, and Anna from Sweden, and Anna from France.
the jokes that are going around in the chat are getting wild. It's like someone said, "Oh my god, it's a one piece," and then Catherine said, "No, it's a 500 piece." So yes, just keep the piece jokes coming. And actually, now on the screen with Aaron, his answer is probably the funniest one that we have received, which is the skill to have during puzzling is hunger, because if you puzzle faster, you eat sooner. which I think is very, very motivating.
Plan your dinner for after the competition. That's that's motivating. Yeah, so so Andreas is doing a great job there on the border, just missing a couple of pieces on the border, but otherwise pretty much done. And looks like he's heading towards the blue skies. Looking quite similar for Anna A and Anna R.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, looks like Anna in the bottom right-hand corner is going more for the reds.
And then from what I can see, Agnes is pretty much working on the edges and doing great progress there as well. Her edge pieces or her working area is a little bit out of the camera, so it's not easy to see. But yeah, there's also an edge forming around there. You can also drop your guesses for the first finisher's time in the chat as usual. And yeah, we're going to see. I'm assuming that this is going to be a faster one. What was your time, Michelle?
My time was like 1 hour and 7 minutes, I think.
So then it's a trickier puzzle than what it looks like.
Yeah, I got a bit lost in the text at the bottom. Oh, no, sorry. Apologies. Okay, it was actually 57 minutes. 57 minutes. All right. Yeah, so for me, I found the text at the bottom was a bit reminiscent of Monaco. It's big and it's blocky, and I mean, you can use the gradient a bit, like towards the top, it's more yellowish, and towards the bottom, you have this reddish water. So that can help, but a lot of the pieces, a lot of the blocks are really close together that you don't even see any of the background to check the gradient. But it'll be interesting to see how people get on with the text.
Yeah, so it sounds like it is definitely going to be a challenge. The big question is, how many edge pieces does a one-piece puzzle have?
Yes, Jim, tell us how many. Yeah, so Andreas mentioned he says, my inability to work on a specific thing for extended periods of time forces me to switch the area I'm working on the puzzle. Yeah, so that's also something to keep in mind when puzzling, to switch from one section to another.
It can be a very handy skill as well, because there are people who try to like persevere and just keep doing what they are working on, even if it's going a little bit harder. And then it is a good skill to be able to let go of something and just jump onto something else, because it might help.
Yeah, because sometimes it's like, I have to finish this border before I can move on. And I think previously with casual puzzling, I would have done that. I would have done, if like I usually would have started with the border, and then I would have been like, okay, oh, they're missing 3 pieces, and I would go through every piece, and I'd look at every single piece, trying to find those border pieces. And now I've learned it's going to turn up, it's going to be fine. So if there's 3 missing border pieces, move on.
Yes, exactly. Work around it. You will find it later.
Yeah. So actually, 5 of the people we have on screen right now have all got silhouettes of the heads. They've all done the blue sky and just got the shapes of the heads.
Yes.
Yeah. So we have Arkadius from Poland, Aijalin from Argentina with her Remy watching on her shoulder. We also have Bibi from Denmark, Birgit from Germany, Cameron from Canada, and Kara from Germany.
Yeah, it's interesting to see like the very similar progress that people are doing. This might be also an indication that we will have a lot of finishers all at the same time. So it might be difficult to catch everyone later. But of course, we're going to see how everyone is progressing. And so far, everyone is doing amazing.
Yeah, Cameron is actually going to be our guest interview later today. He's from Canada, but he's living in Bordeaux. And he was actually just in the last weekend, he was in Canada to attend the Canadian Championships. And we'd love to find out more about that.
Yes, that's going to be very exciting to hear.
Yes, we know he brought back a giant suitcase of puzzles.
Yes, I actually caught him with a message like before he left, and I got him to bring me, I think, 2 puzzles in the end. So I'm going to be getting some puzzles later on.
Ooh. So Cameron was the puzzle fairy bringing puzzles from the Canadian Nationals.
Yes,
Very
exactly. He
So
also had a lot to say in the comment field to answer a question, which was, I think I'm easily distracted, which is good and bad. I'm up for switching strategies whenever a section looks to be not working, but random non-useful tangents also often occur that don't really help speedy puzzling. I can tell when a certain solve had been very focused, but haven't yet figured out how to get this to happen more consistently. So he has a more analytical approach to our question.
Yeah, then he can, looking forward to him sharing more about that later. But yeah,
Yes.
everyone's looking great here. Yeah, I think I mean, it was some time ago that I did this puzzle. I mean, I did it as soon as it arrived, but then before we could wrap them, sell them, and then wait for the competition, of course, a couple of months have passed. And I'm pretty sure I started with the blue sky as well. Although I really wanted to do the faces first because it was like, I know where that hair goes. I know where that face goes. But I was like, no, come on, do the top border, do the blue sky, and kind of like get that block out of the way, and then I can work on the more of the busy features. But it's interesting to see how a lot are starting there. And yeah, trying to do the silhouettes first. Arcadius is doing pretty well. He's got some of the faces done, and there is that one piece logo. It's of like this pirate looking skull and crossbones. So that's actually a flag on a ship.
Ah, okay.
And that's also a nice piece that you can notice the pieces very quickly in the pile and pull that out.
All right. Okay, good to know.
Yeah. So I just want to mention what Kara said. I think there are certain traits which make you enjoy a puzzle more, like being a multitasker, being a visual learner, or being quick with pattern recognition. But in terms of speed puzzling, these traits may also hinder your success. For example, being a multitasker myself, this helps me not to get stuck with a certain area of the puzzle, but on the more negative side, this also means that my mind easily jumps from here to there, and it makes it more difficult for me to focus on a certain area of the puzzle when necessary. Yeah, I think it's a good skill is then to discern when should I be jumping from around the place and moving on to another section, or when should I be like hardcore and say no, I'm going to get this done. Yeah, and
Yes.
knowing when you're looking at the puzzle and at the whatever position of progress you're at, and deciding is it time to stick with it or to jump ahead.
Yeah, and I'm actually kind of glad that it came up, like this kind of topic came up at like a 50+ competition, because I feel like these are the skills that people are working on to like get out of the 50+ club, because like these are definitely skills that I think make or break a fast solve in a way, to like be able to decide when you have to be like super disciplined and do something, or be able to jump around and combine like all the skills that you already have and be able to solve the puzzle in like 40 something minutes.
Yeah, so on screen right now we have Catherine from the USA, Catherine from the UK, Charlene from Switzerland, Christina from Denmark, Kieran from Ireland, and Connie from the Netherlands.
Great progress there as well. Catherine also wrote a lot about our question. She said, a bit difficult question, but I would say personality traits differ from solo to team competitions, which is a very, very good point. During a team competition, pairs or teams, you need to be social, talking, and communicating often. In any event, you need to have openness to move on to other sections when stuck. Other personality traits would include perseverance, trust, leadership, but not too much, assertiveness, and of course, problem solving skills. Which is a great way to put it as well.
And she has a lovely cat, Poppy.
That's not necessarily a skill, but it's very useful.
Hey, Poppy, you're blocking the puzzle image. Catherine needs that. No, she's always accompanying Catherine, and yeah, lovely to see a Pausler, one of the EJJ Pauslers helping out
even
there.
looking into the camera, I can see.
Yeah, so if we look at Connie's table, we can see blue and white stripes. So the lady with the red hair has a white shirt with blue stripes, and that's like the only white part in the image. So yeah, that's probably see a lot of people pulling that out after they've done the sky. And then we have a bunch of really weird characters that make no sense. There's a guy that looks like a clown. There's a guy, kind of a creepy looking guy with a big nose, and some guy who looks like a rich professor slash businessman. And yeah, obviously I don't know what I'm talking about, but yeah, for the person who is unaccustomed to the One Piece stories, there's a lot of question marks going off in my head. Like, why am I puzzling? This guy has a really long nose. Like, why? And why does this guy look like a clown? And do clowns fit in a world where there are pirates? I don't know. Like, which continent is this set in? Why does nobody, like, there's only one Asian guy? Isn't this whole thing set in an Asian story? I don't know.
It reminds me of, like, at the dawn of YouTube, there used to be a YouTube video that a guy made, and he made his girlfriend, who has never seen Star Wars, explain what happens in Star Wars. This is a super old video, and it was hilarious back in the day because she really has no clue what is going on in Star Wars, but it's like animated, and the whole thing is just really, really funny. That's kind of the impression that I get from what we are doing now and how we are butchering One Piece.
I am, and I do that with everything. I'm basically just like I have no reference to pop culture. I have to learn these things from my kids. But I know I'm terrible with anything Harry Potter, Star Wars, manga, anime related. But give me Disney, and I can tell you, I know the words to like almost every song. Don't ask me to sing, but Disney, cute Disney animals and princesses are more my thing, and musicals.
You can pretty much quiz me on Disney, Harry Potter, and Star Wars, and I'm good. But like these kinds of things, I'm not really good with. There was that other puzzle that Ravensburger released this year, which was with a big bunch of robots. That is also some kind of film that appeared at one point.
Yeah, and I have no clue. It's called like what is it? Drone robots, bots never, drones ever, something like that. So it has a really cryptic name. I haven't seen any advertising for this film, and it's a bit bizarre. There's a guy that looks like a peanut on there, Peanut Man, and in a top hat, and it's just like, oh,
yes. And apparently, I was talking to someone who has seen that movie, and apparently, I guessed what it's about and how it ends without ever having seen the movie or knowing what is exactly in it, just by like I think the first sentence of what it's about. And yes, SJ says that Daria has done this puzzle about 3 times before. And yeah, we can see her progressing pretty well here. It seems like she's in the lead at the moment.
That's true. So she has done it in 44 minutes. We are at 25 minutes. Yeah, so that is the disadvantage of using Ravensburger. But by the time it's produced and delivered and sold, and it has passed, and there is the likelihood that people have done it. Now, I know a lot of fast people had done this one, so I didn't pick it for like the regular live. I did pick it for the 50 plus club because I thought maybe it would, less people would have done it. But of course, it doesn't eliminate that there would be some people, and that's okay. If you do a lot of puzzles, then at some point it's going to show up. But yeah, that's why I'm kind of, it's tricky. Like, obviously people want Ravensburger in a competition, but then people want puzzles that haven't been done. So By the way, we have Daniela on screen. Daniela from Germany, Daniela from the Netherlands, Daria from Denmark, Dietmar from Germany, Dora from Switzerland, and Ekaterina from Russia. Ekaterina, we can't see much of your puzzle. We can only see the pieces. When the pieces, yeah.
Yes, we
Okay.
can't really comment on how the progress is going, but
Oh,
it is possible that she doesn't hear us.
Oh,
Or?
that's good. She's adjusting her camera. Yeah, that's
Okay,
good. Now we
cool.
can see your puzzle. Really great job there, Ekaterina, as well. Yeah, so she's, yeah, all the sky done and a lot of the elements in the middle there, looking really great. Yeah, but obviously Daria is storming ahead here. She's already got like about half the puzzle done. So let's keep on moving. We'll get back to her soon.
We will have to keep an eye on her from here
Yeah.
on.
And let's check out who else is with us today.
I very much also like what Danielle wrote as an answer. I think as someone who likes to organize and plan and has lists of a lot of things, I also puzzle that way. I don't like random pieces inside the puzzle that don't go there. And when I'm stuck somewhere in a puzzle, especially when speed puzzling, I always turn to sorting by color or texture just to organize my thoughts and help me along. So we have finally someone who is not necessarily chaotic, but is actually like on the other side of the spectrum.
Yeah, so we have Eleanor. She is coming today from France. Eric, the not so speedy puzzler from the Netherlands. Now, Eric wrote he doesn't know what skills or what skills or how his personality influences his puzzling. However, if Inga, Ellen, Yard, or Jim are in the chat, you can tell us since you know his puzzling style. We also have Everly from Estonia, Eva from Poland, and Freya from Denmark, and Hannah from the USA. Hannah was very happy when she unboxed this puzzle, so we'll be happy to see how she's getting on. But yeah, lots. We seem to be seeing people do the same strategy. Nothing jumping out. No one's starting with the text or at this point, or with the water. But yeah, we can see a lot of people heading towards about halfway done, or at least having most of the figures in the sky done.
At this point, I would pretty much say that Eva and Daria are in the lead, around the lead, from what I see from everyone else as well. They're doing incredible progress here. But also everyone else, like the shape of the puzzle is already forming everywhere, which is very, very nice to see. Also, we had some pretty cool answers around here. Eva said that she's quite impatient and that also influences her puzzling style. She jumps from place to place as soon as I feel even a little bit stuck, which is, again, seems to be pretty useful at this puzzle as well. And then Freya was saying that she's not the most methodical person, so I never sorted or anything before I started speed puzzling. So it's a lot for, so a lot of it for me is breaking those habits and trying to actually make my puzzling better, which is what we are here for in the 50 Plus Club, which is very, very nice.
Yeah, so I just heard that somebody's camera is off, but it looks like it is working now. So I'm just going to go back to where I was. So I'm at J in the alphabet. So we have with us Hannah. Hannah from the UK, Inga from Lithuania, Irma from Switzerland, Jana from Slovakia, Janine from Germany, and Jenny from Finland. A little wave from Jenny to the camera. Yeah, if you look at Irma's screen, you can see the new box holders from Ravensburger that
yes, true.
These they were used in the in the German nationals. Were they also used at the Belgian nationals?
They were used at the Belgian nationals as well. And they are actually nice because like you can see that there's that pin on the bottom of it. Like you can actually fix it so that it doesn't jump apart. Because like what happened to me at Worlds is that I used the old one, which was still just like a triangle, or well, not really a triangle, but it was just like two legs that was holding it. and I put my puzzle in it, and then it at one point in the middle of puzzling, it just burst open and flopped my puzzle top off the table, which was not very nice.
Was that during a competition?
That was at Worlds.
Oh, yeah, the ones at Worlds were quite flimsy. I haven't actually used it because I still have it. I brought it home as a souvenir, but I do prefer my plastic and my wooden ones, which are more stable.
Yeah, I use my wooden ones always. But these cardboard ones are nice as well. Like so far I have kept them, and I actually have one on my shelf with my puzzles. Sandra had a bingo hit, but I'm not sure what was on her bingo hit. On her bingo.
Oh, I think it was a camera's not working.
Ah.
Okay, we have Jessica from Sweden and Joanna from Switzerland, Jody from the UK, Johanna from Germany, Jolene from Germany, and Jonna from Finland. Yeah, so all looking quite similar here in terms of the strategy. Oh, but actually Joanna Sigurus has
Joanna seems to be
some of
very
text.
much ahead.
Joanna Sigurus has got some of the text at the bottom. So yeah, there's also a strategy is to get the blocky parts out of the way, and then and then if you're good at busies, then do the busy parts a lot quicker towards the end.
Yes. And then Jessica seems to be super organized. Like the blue pieces are like organized even to like point in the same way, which can be helpful, especially if you're sorting after shapes or trying to search for a specific shape. And Joanna K is also doing incredible there. I would put her somewhere in top 5 at the moment.
Yeah, I wonder how many people are One Piece fans, and if that gave some people an extra boost, or if people looked at it and thought, oh, faces, or movie poster.
It's a random image of
am I
people.
supposed to start?
Yes, looks like some people are approaching the final rush already. I agree with Catherine. There people are doing great, and we're at 33 minutes. So I would put the first 2-3 finishers under 50 minutes, I think. But we're going to see.
Okay, so I'm going to jump ahead because Daria is only got the text left. I'll just check the messages to who is also far ahead. We're only at 34 minutes. Wow.
Yes.
So that also shows of practicing an image, doing an image multiple times, how you can improve your time.
Definitely, Daria is doing incredible here. It's really just the text left. Now the question is, how much is she going to be able to manage it quick? Because it is tricky. And then Steffi, we have exactly the other way around. She has most of the text done already. And then basically like the body of the characters is still left. But doing great there. And then Ulla is also doing great. I think she's also working, on one of the characters in the middle. Doing great here.
Yeah.
But it seems like Daria, unless she chokes up very much on the text, she has this pretty confidently at the moment.
So I'm going to keep Daria on screen. I think we have a few more minutes. There's a few minutes gap between Daria and anybody else. So I'm going to keep on going and checking who we have. See if we get a few more introductions out of the way before the first finish. Otherwise, that's another bingo square.
I'm not sure which bingo square this is now. Which bingo square is it now?
Somebody finishes before the introductions are done.
Ah.
All right, we have Judith from Germany, Yuka from Finland, Julie from Denmark, Carol from the Netherlands, and Karen from USA. But yeah, everyone's looking great there. I'm gonna actually all very similar. Oh, everyone's got, looks like most people got the sky done, got the heads done, got the border. So yeah, and yeah, 36 minutes. Everybody's doing great. And
yes, pretty much. This is an outside-in puzzle that you work from the edges. That we can definitely see. I don't think anyone has, like, I think there were two people who did like a different kind of strategy. There was one who started to build islands. No, two people who started kind of building islands of the characters. And then pretty much everyone else went with edge first.
Mhm. We also have Karen on screen, and Karen is from Austria, Katrin from Germany, Katrin from Switzerland, Kirsten K from Germany, and Kim from the Netherlands. Oh, so Katrin Starley from Switzerland has already done the text, the majority of the One Piece text, and has now got gaps in the middle. So good on to Katrin for getting that section out of the way.
And kudos on doing the text first. I always have high respect for these people because it is a very, very challenging part of it. Somehow, like we have talked about this before with, yeah, in connection with the Monaco puzzle, there was one. No, that was that EJJ with the Capri? No.
Corse?
Course, La Course. And then there as well, it was the text that was mostly the challenging part for everyone. So here it is, and it is definitely a big achievement if you have done that so quick.
Yeah,
We're still under 40 minutes.
So I've just switched up the screens again. We have Kira from the Netherlands, Laura. I don't have a registration for. Oh, there we go. The last registration to come through is Laura from the USA. Then we have Leah from Denmark, Lena from Germany, and Linda from the Netherlands. And I just want to point out that Leo is doing her puzzle inside out. So she's actually pulled the border, but put them off,
Yes.
the pieces off to the side. She's done basically the 5 characters. Yeah, haven't got them quite connected. Yeah, having a few gaps in. No, there's a main gap there between 2 of the characters. Otherwise, yeah, looks like she's going more for the elements that jump out. So quite interesting how she's approaching this one.
Doing great, everyone. Kira is also very close. I'm not sure. I can't see if the bottom part is also already done. Yes, it is, most of it. So like she's also just working on the middle section. She's doing great there. And then for everyone else, there is a big piece of the puzzle coming together already. Laura also seems to be working on some details there that are starting to take shape, which is also great progress. And then Linda seems to be working on the characters first and avoiding the bottom as much as possible.
But for now, it's Daria's race to the finish with herself.
Can she make it in under 40 is the question now.
Nobody seems to be close at this point. But however, Eva is coming up, not far behind, maybe another 20 pieces.
Go,
so
Daria.
Go, Daria, come on. A few more pieces. I'll find those gaps.
Almost. And done.
Congrats.
Yay! Congratulations. Yay. We can see some party in the background.
Someone's coming and shaking her.
Congratulations.
So yes, we got to finish before the introductions were done. But Eva is doing amazing as well. And let's check in again with the others who are.
And apparently this is Eva's first try on this puzzle. So that is also pretty incredible.
Yeah, so Daria has recorded her times on myspeedpuzzling.com. The first time she did it was 1 hour and 5 minutes. And today was her 4th attempt, and she did it in 40 minutes. So it shows that if you can train with a puzzle, and maybe this one was something that she found a bit more difficult, and she just did it over and over again until she could understand how that text works. But yeah, she did an amazing job. So congrats, Daria, on your win today.
It really shows that like the perseverance that a lot of people have mentioned can help you with a lot of things, and to achieve like a first place in a jigsaw jam. Yeah, it is great work. It's also like I'm hats off to doing something now the 4th time. because like I can't repeat things that many times. So I very much respect anybody who can like go back and do the same thing over and over, because it definitely improves skills.
Yeah, so on screen. Oh, and Eva
Eva is
has
done.
finished. Yay, congrats.
Congratulations!
At 40, just under 42 minutes. Amazing.
Incredible.
So these people are on their way out of, well,
On their
and
way out of the 50 plus.
we celebrate their wins, but the thing is, once you place too highly too many times, then it means you're getting better, which is a great thing. But then you kick yourself out of the club. But fantastic, Daria and Eva. On screen, we also have Ulla, Saskia, Stephanie K, Sarah K.
Steffi is doing amazing again. Also, Saskia is very, very close. It's very hard to tell who is going to be the next one. They're pretty much at the same stage at this point. So it seems like our first two finishers really like jumped ahead very, very much. And then we're going to see who's going to be third place. There's still one podium place open.
Yeah, I mean, everybody except for Steffi K have got the text left to do.
Yes, exactly.
So,
And it might be to her advantage because the text is what gets pretty tricky around the end. And for her, it might be easier to just fill in the gaps.
yeah, because the middle section is a busy element. You have multiple faces and people. There's like some city or landscape in the background. And there's also this gradient going up there. So I think for Steffi K, who's just got, yeah, these lots of little patches, she'll be able to just plug in those gaps and find them where they go. Whereas the others will be doing rotating, trying it in multiple places. Where could it go? Maybe shape sorting and putting it off to the side, taking another one and going in multiple places. So we'll see if this pays off for Steffi K.
Yes. So go, Steffi. But to like piece count wise, she might be very closely followed by Joanna. But it's hard to tell from like just a bunch of pieces. Everyone is so very close to each other. Like it's very hard to tell from the camera of like how many pieces are left.
Yeah, it looks like multiple people have about 50 pieces left. Steffi K's pile is gaining a bit less. And I've also added Marie to the screen. I mean, some of it is blocked by the, and we can see she's got a little bit of pieces also on the other side of her. She's also done the text as well. So she's only got the middle gaps to fill in. But
And then Saskia is also pulling up very much now. It feels like she's making good progress as well, like catching up to, I would say, Steffi. It's hard to see though.
yeah, I can see both Ulla and Saskia are standing up and yeah, trying to keep up that momentum and that physicality, keeping the speed up and not getting too comfortable. They can see that the finish line is in sight. They just got to stick with it.
It is so very close, and this is when your hands start shaking. And when it gets especially difficult to really be accurate, and that's when all of a sudden there's a piece that you keep picking up and you can't find the place where it goes and it keeps being wrong. That's usually when the nerves kick in.
Yeah, so it's like the next, like, yeah, I think the positions from 3 to 10 are going to be really close because we have like, yeah, several people all coming up. I've also added Carol and Katrin to the screen. They're also just got those final 50 pieces to go.
Very similar as well.
Trying to make sense of those texts. I like what Carel's doing. He's doing it from bottom upwards. So yeah, using that gradient, using the darker pieces at the bottom, and then just going across like a typewriter, trying to find where does that piece fit before placing it away. Whereas others kind of go from the outside and then try and work their way towards the middle. But Katrin, yeah, she's the one who we saw earlier who had done the text and yeah, got that block out of the way.
Yes. You're doing great, everyone. Just keep pushing. The finish line is so very close. And there's still a podium place open. So just keep going. Don't give up.
Yeah, and we're really far away, like from the hour mark. Like we're definitely going to see some sub 50
Mhm.
finishes here. So really
Yes.
excited for everyone to yeah, get a good time. Oh, and Senna VT. Okay, I've got to jump right to the end. Where are you?
Someone might be surprising us.
So Sana has got her little board out, got them on top of the puzzle really close so she can just fill in those gaps in the text. Looking really great there, Sana. And Tammy, okay, yeah, we can't see it, Tammy's full image, the puzzle. Oh, looking okay, good, thanks, Tammy. Yeah, so she's also just got the gaps in the middle. So I think she's going to come in really
Close.
close. So it could be Sana or Tammy or Stephanie.
Everyone is so super
Come
close. I just really
on.
hope that we don't miss anyone.
Yeah, it's oh, and Simona's also going well. I'm gonna have to
Oh,
switch.
go Simona. I also have like this speculation that the fact that it's a Ravensburger puzzle now, it helps to get faster times because it's a brand that people are used to, which might help because the piece cut is familiar to, I think, most people.
Mm. Yeah, no, that definitely helps with the shape work towards the end.
And SJ has a really controversial question, which is anyone unimpressed with the recent Ravensburger catalogs? And I can say that I'm not impressed whatsoever. I don't like any of the images, unfortunately. There were some that I have seen, which are like these garden tools or something like that, and those were
Wait there,
really
Mandy. Mandy
interesting.
just finished. We didn't see Mandy. Mandy, where are you?
No!
Yeah, you did it. Okay, third place to Mandy.
Congratulations!
Congrats. Around just under the 49 minutes. Yay, go Mandy.
Very good. Under
Sorry,
50.
we didn't have you on screen. Okay.
There's so many people so close. I think Sana might be next to finish. And Steffi is super close behind her. But Simona also doesn't have very much left. Everyone is super close. Just keep going. There's
Oh,
still top
it's
5, top 10.
Oh, it looks like there's a piece missing, Stephanie. Is there a oh, well done, Steffi Cave, fourth place. But it looks like there's a gap in her one piece. One missing.
A one
And-
piece missing.
Oh,
Jim, where's your jokes?
it had to happen. Well done, Sana.
Congratulations. The top 5 is done. And then there was a question of how Stein is doing.
Yeah. Okay, so it looks like Tammy's just got her last piece.
Amazing job, Tammy.
Right done.
Almost forgot to send
Yes,
the done message.
well done, Tammy.
Congratulations.
That's the unfortunately the problem of doing lots of American competitions and then switching to the EJJ that they don't write done and when they're finished. Okay, so we also have coming up Carell is looking really strong. Kira, Maria, Simona, Saskia, and Stein has his text section left to go.
Many people are closing in, so we might be missing some people, but we're trying to look through as much as possible. But yes, top 10 is still open, so just keep pushing. It seems to be a very good puzzle for everyone. Everyone is doing amazing progress.
Yeah, so come on, Saskia, you've got this.
Only a couple of pieces left. Maybe 10 now?
Well
5?
done, Saskia.
Congratulations!
Yeah, there's too many
Very
people.
good.
I can't put them all on the screen at the same time.
Everyone is too close to each other. But that's what makes it pretty exciting at the moment.
Yeah, I mean it's really anybody's game. It really depends on the puzzle. And I mean we're going to have a lot of finishes under an hour for this. This is really fantastic. So yeah, of course we hope that everybody finishes in the 2 hour time frame. There's a lot of new people participating in their first competition and those who are just getting started. So hopefully, yeah, there's less pressure with a 50 plus club. And yeah, I did. And hopefully this is a lot easier for you than the one with flowers. So
Yes, well, that flower puzzle was difficult.
well, I didn't need a pre-apology for this puzzle. So and I hope I never have to do that again.
Well,
So
hopefully.
get good
Well,
clothes coming up for Kira. Congrats, Kira.
Congratulations. And I think we could slowly invite our first finisher in for an interview. If she's still around, Deria.
Yes, so looking really good here as we come up to the 53-minute mark. A lot of people about to finish in the next few minutes. The next ones will be Karel and Simona. And then others working on the text section, but Yona K looking really solid there as well. So to recap, first was Daria, second Eva, third Mandy, fourth Stephanie, fifth Sana, sixth.
No, fourth Sana, then fifth Steffi.
No, Steffi wrote first, and then she wrote that she was missing a piece.
Ah, okay.
So Stephanie, then Sana, Tammy sixth, Saskia seventh, Kira eighth, Carol ninth, and Sarah 10th.
And 11th, Simona. Congratulations.
Yeah, so Sarah, I hope she improved her time with that one. Yeah, so she was about 54 minutes, and yeah, so actually her other previous time was 54 minutes. So if Daria, if you're there, you can turn your camera on.
Daria has logged out from the meeting.
Okay, Daria, I saw her on YouTube. If you're there, you can hop back in if you'd like to have a podium interview.